Hey guys, this is Chun, and today we're going to be taking a look at the SH Figuarts Street Fighter V Chun-Li figure. Initial impressions of the figure, I love it. It's awesome. I must say, I think I like Chun-Li a little bit more than Ryu. Just because you don't have as much gapping. I want to say that. We'll go with that. That sounds like a good idea. Sure. So as you can see, we've got a nice vibrant colors in the blue there. Overall, it looks like the gold trim isn't too sloppy. I noticed on the shoulder there, I got a little bit of a slop there, but nothing too bad. Nothing that's going to ruin the figure for me. It would have been nice if maybe they put some kind of a wash or some kind of detail on these boots here. Something to differentiate the color. The fact that they put all that work into the sculpt and didn't really do too much with it. So I must say that so far this is probably the best Chun-Li figure I've ever bought, simply because I don't own too many. I guess it's just Soda in this one, but I really like what they did with it, with the articulation. But before we get into that, we're going to go ahead and look at the accessories. So she comes with two separate heads. We've got a yelling face here. Decent paint apps on that. Kind of a smirking face here. And then we get two open palms. That peg in. We get two kind of stylized posing hands. And then two kind of like chop hands, I guess. And then we get this kicking effect. Now it pegs on here onto the stand that comes with it, and you have to pull it apart and put it around the foot. I'm going to attempt it on here. I don't know if it's going to work exactly, but we will get around to that here in a minute. Also, you get, just like with Ryu, you get these kind of like backdrop pieces there, which look pretty cool. You might be able to fit them in or put them up on your shelf behind the figure. I think it looks neat. It was a neat touch. I dig it. So let's get into the figure here. Articulation on the figure is really awesome. I gotta say, there's not many poses I can't get this figure into. Even with the fact that she's got these big frumpy shoulder pieces here, it doesn't hinder as much as I thought it was going to. That's all thanks to Bandai's wonderful articulation technology. So the figure can look up about that much and look down about that much. You get a little pivot side to side, and most of your articulation is going to come out of that neck piece right there. I mean, you can get the head to move around a little bit. You also get articulation on these, I want to say they're buns. If I'm wrong, I apologize. But you can move those around, to simulate movement, which is cool. Or wind, she's just standing there and the wind's blowing. So that works. Now the shoulder articulation, they move up about that far, but they're on a ball hinge there, so you can move them around. You can actually get the arms to kind of cross over in the front a little bit, not a lot, but to make it look pretty cool. You get a it looks like there's kind of a swivel in there. It looks like that might be a loose piece, or I'm not sure what they got going on there, but there's a a hinge and whatnot. You can kind of move it around however you see fit. You've got a bicep swivel in there with a double hinge elbow. You get decent movement there. And you get a normal ball peg for the wrist there. And you can pop it off. And what's also cool is they added, you can spin the bracelets around. And I don't think they're removable, they just spin. So that's also kind of cool. Now the torso joints, you've got let's see, can't really see in there. It looks like some kind of ball peg in there, but you get all kinds of movement out of it. And as you can see in there, if you go back too far, you can see what's going on in there. But she can go back, forward, you know, she can get into all kinds of crazy poses side to side, which is good because she's a very, you know, acrobatic character. Now the legs, they go out all the way. Now, you got to show you this joint. I mean, that's probably the only way they're able to do it, but, you know, this kind of hides that hinge there. And then the legs go up pretty much all the way and more. You can swing them around. And if you move this, it doesn't look good, obviously. It looks weird and ugly. You've got this floating kind of crotch piece here. But in the right conditions, you know, it looks good. And then you don't really get too much of a thigh swivel in there, but it can move all over the place. So that doesn't bug me. It might bug you, but it hasn't bugged me yet. And I've been messing around with this figure for shit since I got it. So you get a single hinge knee right there. You don't get a boot cut. You do get these nice ankle rockers in there and an ankle hinge, and you get this toe joint. So all in all, pretty good. I mean, like I said, you can get her into all kinds of cool poses. You know, you can kick the legs up. She balances pretty easy as well. But I'm gonna try and attempt to get you know, this little action piece that she or effect piece that she comes with here to work. But I mean, with that nice ab crunch on there, you can get her legs like up really high for good articulation. And like I said, it balances fairly nice. Now, I know this isn't the, I guess, most accurate way to portray this, but let's see if we can make it work. Oh yeah, you do get some, you can get it to swivel right there. Maybe get it to work. Let's see if we can make it look right though. So, all right, we got it about posed up there. So this piece comes apart like that, and you just kind of slide the foot in there. Like so. And it's supposed to snap together. And there's a piece that keeps on falling off. Okay, here we go. We got it. And then we can kind of maneuver it around. That's if you wanted to use the stand with it. So, I mean, you can always move the stand. And I don't know if you're going to be able to get her to balance with it on there. Hell, I think that's easier, actually. Forget the stand. Lose the stand. You could do it without. Looks a lot better. Okay, so there is that. That works. Ooh, and yeah, this thing just comes all apart. You could do all kinds of crazy stuff with it. So yeah, I kind of apologize. That took a little bit longer than I intended. Okay, so yeah, I had to pause there to put it together, but it's cool because you can actually remove pieces of it if you see fit. Make it, you know, a couple different pieces or whatnot. So, and they just peg in right there like that. So, not too bad. Looks pretty cool. You know, they went with the translucent plastic. You know, nice frosted look to it. Looks pretty neat. I dig it. So now we'll go with size comparison. And we will bring out this very old, very horrible looking figure next to this new one. As you can see, they stand, the soda one's a little bit taller. And then we'll throw in this guy right here. And if you want to see it by a fairly decent sized Marvel Legend. And then another Marvel Legend. So as you can see, the scale's not too small, But, you know, she is a female, so she is shorter. So here we have, you know, Chun-Li and Ryu from the new SH Figuarts Street Fighter V line. Totally love the figures. I'm interested to see how, you know, how Storm is going to tackle female figures. I mean, so far they've done killer job with the Mortal Kombat stuff. I haven't got a chance to get the Ryu yet, but I've heard a lot of good things. So, you know, hopefully we win out on both of those companies doing these properties. Yeah, that about wraps it up here, guys. Thanks for watching. Feel free to click like, click subscribe, and thanks for watching.